everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to be diving into working with Rev, which for those of you who aren't familiar with it, is a speech-to-text company, and you can work for them. You can do transcription, captioning, subtitling, and what most people usually do with Rev is captioning, which is what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be showing you just bits and pieces. I can't show you a ton of my work with Rev because Rev works with customers and they hire freelancers to do their work for them, and then what you do gets passed on to those customers. So I can't really show you all the work because it's copyrighted, or not necessarily copyrighted, but there's just confidentiality stuff. I can't show you everything, but I'll show you here and there just my experience and overall what I think of Rev, if I think it's worth your time. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, so here we are now at my desktop. This right here that you currently see is the email I got that told me that, yay, I'd been accepted into Rev. So I think I applied to Rev maybe 2 months ago from getting this email. So honestly, when I got it, I'd kind of forgotten about it. I figured that I'd probably get accepted. Oh, sorry about that. I figured I'd probably get accepted, but I had no idea when, because when I'd applied, I think they said they had a large supply of people trying to apply. So yeah, I wasn't sure when I'd get accepted. Turns out it was about 2 months. For me also, I should note that it was pretty easy for me to get accepted just because this is totally up my alley. I'm a total grammar nerd, so my English skills are really strong, and I also am really good at typing. I do a lot of writing, typing, and everything. So my one weakness I think would be I have a hard time understanding what people are saying and hearing things and pinpointing what words necessarily said. That's my main thing, but I worked hard and spent a little extra time to make sure I got everything right, and I did, and I got accepted. So yeah, congratulations, yada yada yada, register your account. So I registered it, I put my ID in and everything, so I can start getting paid and all that, and then I was in. I did a little orientation, and I'll pop over here to the Rev dashboard. So here's what can currently be seen. I started 2 days ago and I've played around with it a little bit. Honestly, I personally think it's really fun. I'm gonna keep doing it the rest of this week and give you a more in-depth explanation of what I enjoyed, what I didn't enjoy. But so far, I do think it's really fun. I really enjoy everything. This again is totally up my alley. You're not gonna get paid a ton for working. So far I've made $10. And does it tell me? I don't think it tells me how long I've spent working on it, but I've spent quite a bit of time to get that money. I definitely, probably more than just a regular part-time job. So this is honestly more of if you have free time and want to earn a little extra money on the side, go do Rev. It's fun and all that, but it's not super high paying. So it really just depends on what's important to you. So yeah, here's my dashboard. Here's what I've made so far, minutes completed. Let's see. You're first starting out, there are these metrics. I'll show you them really quick. This has to do with, so I think this right here is basically it's what's been graded and what I've completed. So they're both on par at the moment because they grade pretty quickly at Rev, I've found. You put something in and then one of Rev's freelancers will almost instantly watch your video and make sure it all looks good. So here are my metrics so far. I got a 4 just for the orientation, so I'm just working my way back up, which is why this one's down. And then the commitment ratio is 7 when it should be 10, just because the little orientation thing, I didn't realize I had a time limit on it, and I'd started it and then I went off to go and make dinner or something, I don't know. And came back and I was like, hey, this thing was turned back in because you took too long. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't realize we were gonna do that, but I learned my lesson and I'll be back up to on par eventually. So yeah, once you've done 60 minutes, as long as everything is within the green, not this red, I'll get it up to green really soon, then yeah, you become a full Rever. I don't honestly understand how everything works. I'll probably be able to explain more in depth, I hope to be a Rever by the time this week is done, and I'll tell you about it. Yeah, so that's about it so far. I'm gonna, one other thing on the dashboard. So currently, if I click on this, it'll bring me over to the like jobs that are currently available. I'm not gonna show you them because I'm not sure if that has to do with confidentiality, because they're names like for the different customers. I don't want to play with that. So currently there are 96 available. One thing I have found is that on the weekends, like it's a lot more like slim pickings. But throughout the week, this is a much higher number because most people are doing something else during the day instead of making a little extra money. So yeah, that's a quick little breakdown of Rev's dashboard and the whole metric system. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to you in a little bit when I have done some more captioning work. So yeah, I'll talk to you in a bit. Hey everyone, quick update. It is currently Wednesday afternoon, nearly evening, and I'm really close to becoming a Rever. I'll show you my metrics really quickly. I'm at 52 out of 60, and all of my accuracy, my formatting, alignment, on time, commitment ratio, they're all up to snuff with what I need to be in good standing to become a Rever. So as you can see here, I just need 8 more minutes, and I expect that sometime tomorrow I'll have it all done and really quickly. So for all the work that I've done, you can see my earnings right here, and I've currently earned $30, which is for 52 minutes captioned. And one thing to note is that with this captioning, it's not 52 minutes of work. So this is basically double this, because I have to first watch through it and then watch through it again to sync the text. So first I go through, I type out what I hear. The second time around, I am just pressing the up arrow key every time I hear that block of text, and then that syncs it. So I have to watch everything twice, and also obviously the first pass I'm gonna go slow just to make sure that I hear everything. And if I'm struggling to hear a word, I might spend a good 3 minutes on it. So yeah, this doesn't mean it's 52 minutes of work. This is just 52 minutes of total video that has been captioned, and this is how much I've earned so far. And I'm really curious to find out when I become a Rever, what changes, because I know more projects will be available to me, and those projects will be a lot more higher paying. I'm not sure how much higher paying, which is what I'm gonna find out. So yeah, I'll get back to you really soon here. See you in a little bit. Alrighty, update time. It is now currently Thursday, and I'm now full Rever. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, so that means that so my metrics look kind of different now right here. I've completed my full 60 minutes. All of my accuracy score, formatting score, alignment, on-time submissions, commitment ratio were all up to par with what was needed. And yeah, my formatting score is the only one that struggled a little bit, but it still surpassed the Rever target. So that all checked out. Yeah, honestly, it wasn't super hard to fulfill the metrics, fulfill all the requirements that I needed to become a Rever. For me, it wasn't hard. For others, it might be hard. If you're not able to within the first 60 minutes, then you get another 150 minutes starting over, and then if you're not able to by that point, then basically the Rev is you're not really good enough, I'm sorry, and then they'll probably close your account, unfortunately. But anyway, yeah, now I'm a full Rever. I was really excited when I got the email last night that I was a full Rever, and I was like, ooh, cool, what does that mean? And I ran downstairs. I got it when I was getting ready to go to bed. But yeah, I ran back downstairs to look and check out see what was different, and honestly not a ton was different. I was really hoping that I would just have a bunch more projects available with a lot higher pay, but it wasn't quite that way. I'll get more detailed into that in a moment. But looking really quickly, okay, so I'm currently Rever to the requirements for plus. Click here. So if I click here, I can see, so when you're a rookie, I was a rookie just yesterday. Basically job access is limited. When you're Rever, you get access to all jobs, same with Rever Plus. also as a rookie, you don't have access to rush jobs. You can't redo jobs that other revers did. You can't become a grader or reviewer. Tenure-based metrics, what does that mean again? Oh yeah, so this is, yeah, you don't get quite the same metrics. Limited application transcription, not as relevant. You can request just 1 more hour with deadlines. And yeah, and then there are requirements to become these, but rookie, you just have to get into Rev. So yeah, I'm a Rever. I'm kind of curious. Now I'm like kind of curious what happens if I become a Rever Plus. But to become a Rever Plus, I have to have done 1,200 minutes caption, which is a lot more than 60. So I'm thinking eventually I'll get to this point. Not sure when. When I do, I'll probably make another video because that's going to take a little while. All of the like metrics, I'm sure I'll be able to do those just fine. But yeah, it's just going to take a while to caption this many minutes because if I'm doing my math correctly, is that like 10 hours? I want to say something like that. 10 hours, 12 hours. I think it's 10, 20. I don't know. It's a lot. And I don't feel like doing the math off the top of my head. But yeah, Rever Plus, I'll maybe update when I do that and see what's different there. I would love to become a grader. I'm kind of curious how like much I can get paid for that, if it's much different. But yeah, breakdown, I become a Rever. These are all the new things I'm able to do. These are all the requirements that it took to get here. But I'll be honest, there wasn't a ton that was different. I'm going to talk about all the pros and cons of Rev in like a second and give like a full breakdown after my experience. But yeah, basically Rever, here's what I am, all that jazz. I really wish I could show you like all the different projects that are now available. I do think, so one thing that's nice with Rever is that job access, like with Rookie, it's not as much slimmer pickings. And then with Rever, you get access to all the jobs that are available. But one thing that's kind of annoying, at least for me, is that I don't know which jobs are the ones that are available to only me. Like when I go to so I have to go to the Find Work tab to be able to like see all the different projects that are available. But like as opposed to like Rookie, it gives me limited, Rever, it gives me all of them, but it doesn't like have like a little star that says like Rever like only, or like this is like one of the bigger jobs or something like that. Like this isn't a limited job. Like I don't know, I just think that'd be cool to like see the breakdown, like, oh look, all these other 80 jobs are available because I'm a Rever. And there's also access to rush jobs. I've only seen one rush job so far. I also haven't been doing it I haven't been a Rever for a super long period of time yet, obviously. So I've seen one rush job and I was like, ooh, a rush job, I kind of want to do it because it was like $1 plus per minute-ish. But I clicked on it and it was like some sort of rap battle and I was like, no, I really don't want to caption that. But yeah, so I've become a Rever. You saw my metrics. Yeah, so honestly, this has been my experience so far. I think one thing I really want to like touch on is if captioning doesn't seem like it's fun for you, if you go through like the process of like trying to apply to become a freelancer with Rev, it's just, and like you don't enjoy it, I wouldn't personally recommend it because you're not going to get paid a ton. I found that with most jobs, I think I explained this earlier another day. It's all one video for you, but I think I explained this at another time. But basically, it's like it's generally like 54 cents per minute for like the lowest bar, and like the highest I've seen that isn't rush is like 88 cents or something like that per minute, which could seem like a lot, but you have to account for all the time you're going to spend pausing it to try and figuring out what they're saying, and then you have to watch through it again to sync it. So you know, a 10-minute video could easily take more like half an hour to an hour even. So yeah, and it really depends on like how difficult it is. And one thing I noticed too is, let me show you really quickly, closed captioning, like these are like clients who actually pay Rev to caption their videos, and then you're the one who goes behind the scenes and does all the work. Like they pay $1.25 per video minute, which honestly I feel like is pretty darn cheap for captioning, which is part of why Rev's prices, like how much they'll pay you to do the work, are so cheap. Because I mean, basically you're getting about half of the profits, and then Rev is getting the other half. So it kind of works better for Rev to just have more freelancers, have lower pay, and then they can charge less but still get a lot of work because I mean the Rev overlords are just able to do that, and they're able to make lots of money because if they have enough freelancers with a low enough of a pay and charge low enough to be able to get enough clients, like that's honestly a golden way for them to make lots and lots of money. So I get where Rev's coming from. And yeah, so I think that about breaks down. So that's been my experience. Now I'm going to go into the pros and cons so I can more fully like help you figure out if Rev is worth it, if it isn't. So yeah, let's get right into it. Alrighty, hello again. So now I'm going to talk about the pros and cons. There are, I think, a lot of pros, but there are a few cons, and the cons are pretty big. So let's start with the pros first, because we're all about positivity. So I think one of the biggest pros, at least for me, is that it's fun. Honestly, for me, it's a fun job because I love typing, I love English. So for me, it's perfect. If it's not fun for you, honestly, I would say don't do it. Because it's a lot of work for not a lot of money. So if it's not like, oh, I'll do this for like in my free time because it's fun, then it's not really going to be worth your time. One thing though that I thought was super duper cool about doing all these like captioning all these videos through Rev is that like there's such a wide variety of videos. There are some that are really hard to caption, there's some that are a lot easier to caption, and like they can be just really simple, they can be more complex, but it's kind of cool because there are actually like some big names that like work with Rev to get their videos captioned. So it was kind of cool like seeing some of these bigger, like more prestigious names, like their media content, their advertisements and all of that. And I was just thinking, wow, like I'm captioning this video for this big name and I'm probably seeing it a little bit sooner than a lot of other people are. So for me, that was honestly like one of the like most fun aspects. And you know, you get to learn a lot about like lots of different fields, like with like captioning all these videos, like everything from, I don't know, something medical to something related to business. I mean, you learn something. You're watching videos that people have submitted to Rev that they think is of value to their customers or audience, and you're getting to watch those videos and seeing a whole new side of something that you maybe never even learned about before. So I think that's another like really cool aspect about it. And then yeah, I talked about it's a very fun process. Not fun for you, don't do it. So as a Rever, I didn't think that there was a ton that was different. At least it's like not as hard to pick through things, because I found that at least when I was first starting out, there were like maybe 5 or so projects. But I mean, during the weekdays though, I haven't seen how it is on the weekends with becoming a Rever, because the weekends are kind of slimmer because more people are doing it in their free time. But like with weekdays, there's a lot more availability because people are working, they're doing other stuff, and then the weekends they're like, sure, I'll do some Rev work. So yeah, that's one other thing. And there's this opportunity, well, I kind of want to try and move up, like do grading and reviewing and stuff and see how that's different, because then like I just have to watch through the video, and if it's really poor quality, then I'll have to spend more time fixing it. But I think that'd be kind of cool, and see if I get paid any more to do that. Probably not a ton though, because I mean, still, if Rev's just charging $1.25 like per video minute, and then like about half of that goes to the freelancer who's actually captioning it, it's probably not a ton more for the reviewer, but it's worthwhile. I might give it like a peek and talk more about it later if I decide to. So yeah, there's this, you can move up. It's not all going to be like fighting with other people to get the best videos for low pay. So yeah, I'll see how things go when I keep moving up. And yeah, also as a Rever, there is more work. You can do rush jobs and things. So it does get like a little bit more interesting as you move up. It's not like, though, when you become a Rever, it's not like this huge new thing. Unfortunately, I was kind of hoping it would be, but it's not a ton. So that's one thing also you should note. Okay, and now for the cons. Again, low pay. It's definitely gonna, it honestly might be less than a part-time job depending on like where you are. I've heard like with Rev that they've said like that there's like most experienced captioners can basically make like $15 per hour or so. But honestly, I think you have to have a pretty easy captioning job and be pretty fast at typing in order to be able to fulfill that, and also have a good ear, because I think that's honestly a lot harder. So it's really more if you've got some extra free time, go make an extra dollar spending like 5 minutes of work. Yeah, so it's again, yeah, it's low pay. That's like the main like con, I think. So if you're just in it for the money, like don't go with Rev. Like try for an actual job or something like that, because Rev is really more like you can become a freelancer, make a little bit extra money, but it's definitely not going to be your main income. So just know that going into it. And then another con that I was starting to learn, especially starting out, not so much as like now that I have more work available, but I found that when I was first starting out, like a lot of my time was just spent like sifting through like all these different videos to see which one I wanted to caption, which one I thought would be easiest, because yeah, it does. So one thing that's also kind of nice about Rev is that they will pay more per video minute if it's like kind of more difficult to capture. They have this system, well, to caption, not to capture. Sorry, I just thought about that in my mind and went back. Anyway, yeah, if their system thinks like they have this like intuitive system that is able to pick up like which sounds are harder to caption and which are easier. So if it's harder, there will be like slightly higher pay per minute. But yeah, it's not a ton more, but it is a little bit more. I personally just went with the easy captioning jobs because I mean, the harder ones, yeah, sure, they had like an extra 30 cents, but I was spending a lot of extra time to do those ones. So I just went with the easiest ones. So that's one thing to know if you're still a rookie, especially like during the weekends. You're gonna just be spending a lot of your time like sifting through, trying to find the best one, because there will be other people who will probably snag some of the really good ones, especially when it's kind of slower. So yeah, expect to like it's not going to be all time that you spend captioning. Like you're also going to be spending a lot of time just trying to find the captioning jobs that are perfect for you. Anyway, that about wraps up like the pros and cons. Anyway, to sum up, if you're in it for the money, Rev is not the thing for you. If you think it's fun and you got a little extra free time and you want to just get into captioning, watch some cool videos, then Rev is an excellent thing to give a shot. So personally, I would recommend it, but it really depends on like what your priorities are and what you're looking for. So anyway, that sums it up. I hope that this video has helped you learn more about Rev. I love like deep diving into freelancing and business and making money online. So if that's something that interests you, please subscribe to my channel. I would super appreciate it. And if this video helped you, I would love it if you could give it a big thumbs up. Anyway, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.